What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Yalapapi from simphunter.com, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to build a resilient OnlyFans agency. I have been working on an agency in some form or another for the better part of the past 2 years, and I've had resilient iterations and I've had very flimsy iterations. And I think this is an interesting distinction to make because I feel like, if you're like me, I'm an action taker. I'm a go-getter. If I have an idea for a strategy, I'm gonna be like, okay, let me start on it today. I'm not gonna sit around and plan out the best way to do it. I'm probably not even gonna do that much research. I'm just gonna say, okay, here's how I think I understand how it works. Let me put a couple hours into it today and let me start working on it. And that's not always the best way to do things. I think if with a little bit more planning, with a little bit more forethought into how exactly you want to do it, you will build a more resilient, a more robust, a more resistant to damage and potential changes in the industry agency. It's very important because this industry changes a lot, and you want to make an agency that is not going to crumble if your traffic source, for example, stops working. So let's talk about it. Number one, how to build a resilient OnlyFans agency. First things first, do the hard work yourself. Okay. Do the hard work yourself first. Now, when you get to an advanced stage in your agency, you can afford to hire somebody to do something that you have no idea how to do and that you don't have time to do the work for. And you can just pay them. And if it doesn't work, because that'll happen too, where somebody will come to you and say, yes, oh my God, I'm the best at this. Like, I'm so good. I've done this, I've done that. And you'll hire them, and then they won't produce anything, or they'll be shit at their job. And like, happens a lot also in the OFM community because it's completely unregulated. And it's new, and everybody, people will start a service and they've never done it before, and you're their first customer and they don't tell you that. Anyway, it's a fucking mess. So when you're starting out and you want to build a resilient OnlyFans agency, I think it's very important to get your hands dirty and do the actual work yourself. And I tried to do this because when I started, I didn't want to do the work myself. I was like, I don't want to do that. Let me just connect the people, right? I'll get this guy for this. I'll get this guy for this. I'll get this guy for this. I'll connect everyone together. I'll take a percentage. I won't have to do any of the work. And then, everybody will be happy, right? Especially me. And that doesn't work like that. That doesn't work from a purely cooperative standpoint. At least it didn't work for me at that, stage of maturity in my business experience, as well as the industry. Industry was much younger back then. It was even more wild than it is now. It's still pretty fucking wild. But back then it was a fucking shit show. So you need to do the hard work yourself first. You need to actually get in there and understand how whatever you're trying to do works. You need to learn how to do the recruiting yourself. You need to do that yourself. You need to understand how that works yourself. Get in there, figure it out, master it, or at least get to like a basic level of proficiency so that you understand how to do it. So, later on when you hire somebody, if your person that you hire stops, you can jump in there and kind of fill the gap. But more importantly, so that when you hire somebody, you can train them properly. Like, the worst thing in the world that you can do is you can hire somebody, and I've done this, it's usually not a good idea. You hire somebody and you say, okay, I can't train you, but here's what you need to do. Good luck. And you'd be surprised how many times people do that. And it's an awful way. It's bad for any business, but especially OFM, which is like new. Nobody has any frame of reference for any of this shit. So once you've done the hard work yourself, what you want to do is you want to hire VAs to take whatever thing that you've hired them for off of your plate. I should make another video on this, how to hire a good VA. But when I received some very good advice from somebody when I hired my first VA, and they told me, when you hire a VA, hire them for one specific task. One task. No, don't hire somebody you want them to build your website and do your social media and fucking, whatever, all this other bullshit, right? You want to hire them for one thing. If you want somebody to recruit, if you want to hire somebody to send DMs on Instagram, You hire them to send DMs on Instagram. You don't hire them for DMs on Instagram and to edit your videos and fucking post on your blog and all this shit. Do SEO, whatever. You hire them for that one thing. You train them for that one thing. That one thing is their only responsibility. And the reason for that, I'm not sure, this person didn't tell me this, but this has been my experience after working with many VAs. I'm not really sure. I think it's just because the quality of work that you get is usually very low. Well, actually, that's not true. I think that's not really actually the case. The quality of work that you will get if you do not constantly manage them is going to be low. A lot of people think, self included, when you hire a VA, that the work is done, it's completely off your plate. And that's the work you hire them for is off your plate, but you trade that in for the work of managing them. And you still have to manage them, right? So instead of, which is better, let's take the sending DMs, right? So instead of spending 5 hours a day, sending DMs on Instagram, you spend 10 minutes a day reviewing the DMs that they sent from that account or from their accounts and making sure that they did it properly. Most people don't do that management, but that management is important because you need to check in with the VA needs to know that they're being watched, really is what it is. Because if they don't think they're being watched, then they will start to slack off. I don't care how good they are. I don't care how fucking motivated they are. If you do not give them feedback, and fun fact, you should always try to find something wrong with what they did. Always try to find something wrong with it. Because you can't just say, okay, great job, good job today. You do need to say that sometimes, but you should always try and find something wrong, or at least tell them a way that they can improve, or give them some like new little thing to do also, just to keep them on their toes. So again, the second thing you want to do is you want to hire a VA to do the thing that you did. And then instead of doing whatever thing it is that you were doing, posting on Reddit, whatever, your job is going to be managing that VA. And then eventually you'll hire a manager, but you're going to manage that VA to make sure he's doing what you want them to do. The third way that I would build a resilient OnlyFans agency is that I would work on expanding my network. Now, I've relied very heavily on my network to fucking put money in my pocket, like straight up. Like it's been, I say this I say it a lot. 95% of my success minimum has come from other people that I know who either put me onto something or connected me with somebody or helped me directly or ended up working with me directly. I'm not saying 95% of the people I talk to are, people that I work with and that add value. It's probably 5%. No offense to anybody, but the amount of people that I talk to who I actually end up working with in some way, small, obviously. I wish it was bigger, but that's just not the case. But when you expand your network, you have way more options in terms of what you can do. You just have more options for everything. If I had to start all over today, everything, boom, gone, I think that I would be able to build it back reasonably quickly. Also, number one, because of my knowledge and experience, but because I have a big network. I can put out a video or put out a blog post and say, hey, I need people for this. I need people for that. I want to work with somebody. Let's work together. And I could team up with some extremely qualified and intelligent people who would have ideas that I would never have thought of. And we can work on those together and execute them and build something really nice reasonably quickly. Quicker than I would have done it by myself, basically. The value of expanding your network. I need more video ideas, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. Benefits of expanding your network in OFM. When you have a big network, it just makes everything easier, right? Anything you can get anything you need. You can get you can just get anything you need. And the ultimate form of this, and this is the next point, is create a social media presence for yourself. Now, it doesn't have to be YouTube. It doesn't have to be a fucking blog. It doesn't have to be just anything, any social media presence, right? And the reason for that is because it's so efficient at networking. That's really what it is. It's a networking tool, right? For me to try to, like, every person, you know, let's say on average, my new channel, right? This new channel, videos are getting, let's say an average. I have one video now that has like 300 views, right? Not counting shorts. Shorts are different. For the actual videos, I have one that's got like 300, and I have some that get like 50, but most fall like in the middle there somewhere. And I just restarted the channel like a fucking week ago. I get it, but still, let's say 100 people watch every video, average. It's a little lower, but let's say, I mean, like, that's low, but whatever. 100 people. I can record a video for 15 minutes, press a button, and then that message is sent to 100 people. I have the option to deliver that message to 100 people instantly, like that, in a video form. That's extremely valuable. And I can do that every single day. I can do that multiple times per day. And I can grow that number from 100 to 200 to 300 to 500 to 1,000 to more. And when you do that, okay, fine. It doesn't have anything to do with like making Reddit accounts or fucking joining Twitter drops or anything like that. But it will make the path to acquiring those things way easier and much shorter. Because now I don't need to go and look for all the Telegram Telegram groups, the Twitter drops. I don't need to join them. I don't need the model that has 100,000 fucking followers on Twitter. I know the guy who like does 700 drops a day for $50 a week, special price to me because he saw my video and he liked it. You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of the frame of mind that you want. You're going to have, it's going to feel like you're doing less. People might even talk shit and be like, oh, you're not doing the hard work. You're not doing the real work. But like at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares what people say? Like, are you trying to make money or not? Are you trying to make money and enjoy the money making process or not? I am. This is what I enjoy. That's what I would do. Okay. So that is my video. Thank you for watching it. Like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you in the next one.